Hi friends, I've now got this piece all put together. I have two, they're actually top and bottom pieces stitched on, and I had to piece something for the sides, and this is something I learned from my quilting classes and years. I now have these two pieces sewn together, and I want to cut them to go on the long, well, there isn't really a long side, I guess. It's a square. So basically what you do, if you don't want to have any distortion in your quilt, and by that I mean what I learned from others in my experience was, if I would just take this one piece and just sew it there and then cut it, there's always the possibility that these seams could be a little bit different than these seams, and you might have a little bit of bowing or a little bit of difference in them. I think this one is pretty good because this fabric is monoprinted, and there's not a lot of stretch in it, but you never know. So you put it across. This is where my ends are going to go. So this is the length that I want it to be. I want them both to be the same length, and I want them to be the same length in the middle as at both sides. So you put it on the end, and you take your ruler and you put it on the other side. I just want to make sure I've got it lined up and that it's straight. And then you cut it. So then you're ready to take your two pieces and pin them on each end, right sides together. And these fit just about perfectly. If they don't fit perfectly, if you're doing a wall hanging or say a quilt, there's actually, if you're doing a larger quilt, there's a step that you would do before it. But if they don't fit perfectly and one is too, say this is longer on this side than this side, then you can take in the seams a tiny little bit and make it fit. So then that'll make it square. But I could mention just now that there's something else that you do if this was a quilt. And what you would do before you put your sides on even is you lay your quilt out, you fold into the middle, and then you fold the other side into the middle. And if your seams match on both sides, on my far side here, I can see that I'm out by a little tiny bit, but I can take that in a little bit if I want to. And then you can take your seams in to make it the same so that it's exactly the same. Then you put it back this way, and what you do then with your quilt is you fold it the other way into the middle and make sure that your ends match the middle in length. And so again, you can take some in. This one's pretty close, so I might have to make a small adjustment once I get to the machine. Just on this one end here a little bit, I think, but that's about it. So I'm going to take this to the machine and get it finished, and I've got these cut at 2 inches, so they'll be finished at 1.5. I would have to piece it, but I'm still thinking that I probably will put this color, so they'll be about like that, onto the outside. And I think if I piece everything I have that's close together. These are hand-dyed fabrics, so I think I haven't done any dyeing in a long time, and maybe it's something I need to do to catch up on, get a few more of these back in my stash. Anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to stitch these on, and then I'm going to see if I have enough to cut these and put them around as well, and then I'll be ready to bat it and quilt it, and I'll show that at another time.